Wait, what the fuck? Who the fuck left this? Larry, was it you?
I wasn't nothing to y'all last year. Why the fuck am I something now? Cause I proved that I'm the man here.
Hello, nomads. Hello, party people. Hello, strangers everywhere across the internet. My name is Vincent, or V if you prefer. And we're doing another episode of Nomadic Opinions. Nomadic Opinions, the show where I just talk to you guys about my opinions on stuff that really can contradict anything that other people would say, because it's the internet. No one actually has an opinion, just stuff that they vocalize. Anywho, enough of my sarcasm. Today we are doing a opinion on my thing on Death Battle. Death Battle.
It's all or nothing.
Death Battle. Death Battle. Everyone knows the critically acclaimed series on YouTube by both Rooster Teeth and Screw Attack of Death Battle, hosted by Chad and Ben, aka Wiz and Boomstick, opposite of obvious, of course, and how they just pair up two fictional characters of different franchises together to see who would win in a fight to the death.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really give a flying fuck about the show anymore.
You son of a bitch.
I mean, I used to care about it a lot. Like, during this first season, I marathoned the shit out of it before the Goku versus Superman fight, which was so stupid and horribly matched up. And as soon as Season 2 finishes, I'm like, okay, I see what you guys are doing. A little bit sketchy and iffy on how these results came out, but okay. But as soon as Season 3 hit, I'm like, oh, this is some other bullshit. It's not over what people would say about from fans saying, oh, this couldn't happen because no, I'm not gonna bore you guys and be a cornball and go about all that stuff. Instead, I'm just gonna say the fights seem a little bit too uneven on purpose. And I'm really gonna have you guys sit there and think about what I mean by that as I explain my case on the things. You see, there are a million reaction videos that talk about the series a lot, talking about who they predict will win and who they pretty much feel like will win in the process, and how it feel like they see it as fair, except for that whole Peach versus Zelda thing, which everyone universally feels was unfair.
Did I win?
And at the end of the day, I respect how people see the show. So much as so, I hope you guys respect how I feel about the show right now. And it's not over the fact that the animation thing gets sketchy from 3D to 2D, 2D to 3D sprites. It's not any of that stuff. It's simply because I find the matchups uneven on purpose. And I kind of realized that during the Batman vs. Spider-Man thing, because when I really look back on it, that was unfair from the get-go. Not because Spider-Man is the end-all be-all superhero that's greater than anything. If anything, I hate Peter Parker more than I hate Superman. Not Clark Kent, just Superman, because I hate Boy Scout characters. I'll go into why I hate Peter Parker in a future video later on in my career, but right now, let's just say that Peter Parker is the reason that I've hated comic books for years. Still though, when it came time for the matchup, I kind of had to really think back on it, and it was a poor matchup since Peter Parker was a science genius and has fought people that are on Batman's scale of intellect, and also people of combat prowess that would match up beyond his spider sense, involving Venom, Carnage, and even Kraven at times. So that matchup kind of made me have the catalyst of, this was what set in motion the stuff that people would later bitch about for Goku versus Superman. Mostly because they've been doing this as practice for a long time now. I'll even go as far as saying the Gaara versus Toph death battle that people are still divided on right now. I'm gonna say this. Toph being able to see in the sand and being able to sense all the earth around herself. Have you guys seen what she can do later on in her career where she actually felt someone pick up the earth from her when she was a child and just deflected it when it was flying in the air? Because people built it up from the ground to then just shoot out? That is a real life thing that the animators and creators pointed out for you guys. You guys can debate that all day, but that is actually acknowledged by the creators themselves. And even more so in the sequel series when she can feel mud being almost thrown at her. She can sense it leaving the ground, even if it's momentarily from another source being shot at her. She's not blind by choice, she can sense it all. And that's what made it an unfair fight. Not only for that, but because in anime, you announce your attacks all the time. That gives anyone else plenty of opportunities to block your attacks.
There is logic in what he says.
I'm surprised they haven't put Naruto in there, because people would probably just killed him as soon as he was like trying to say, Shadow Clone Jutsu! Another thing that was a pretty unfair matchup was Ivy versus Black Orchid. Mostly because of her track record. Ivy is not someone that wins her fights at all that much. She is more of a spotty victory person at best. Even in the hardest game to date, which is of Soul Calibur 5, mostly because the controls are stupid, Ivy lost a lot. You couldn't play her in the gameplay, she lost a lot. No matter what character you played as, she lost a lot. If you're doing competitive, that doesn't mean shit. Against Black Orchid, there was no real hesitation. She would have won. Also, we're gonna also bring into Dante versus Bayonetta. One of my most favorite videos right now, but I will say, was completely set up to have Bayonetta fail.
Not possible.
Bullseye.
Bayonetta, one of my all-time favorite gaming characters of all females everywhere, was destined to lose against Dante. Why do I say this? For the obvious reason, guys. Dante has lots of incarnations about himself that pretty much paint him as the ultimate badass. He's going to win regardless. He is a savage, after all. He is known to have killed people beyond his bracket a million ways to Sunday. So to expect him to lose out of nowhere to just someone that uses their hair to fight, that was fucking stupid. That was beyond fucking stupid, and everyone that actually has played both games would honestly agree with me. That was the most blatant way to show that you saw Dante having an easy win no matter what the case, and you just ran with it. So you basically made a match that was decided before the people even stepped in the ring. Again.
Well, if you put it like that, anything will sound stupid.
And if you guys really still don't believe me on this, here is my ultimate thing that pretty much was the nail in the coffin when I was doing the research for this topic. Iron Man versus Lex Luthor.
Here's the big one.
That has my most favorite finisher of all times, and it's something that I will do in one of my books as soon as I possibly can because of how badass that actually feels to just have in your mind to just draw out as a scene as someone is like doing a giant ray cannon from their chest to just annihilate someone to death. That's something pretty badass to think about. It's like you do this incredible beam-like ability that just rips your opponent to shreds. But admiration aside to the animation, if you guys really think about it, from all of the time that has been development for Tony Stark and Lex Luthor's character, that was a set fight for Lex Luthor to lose in an instant. Lex is a smart guy. I will not deny that. I've read enough of his backstory and enough of his prowess to know he's an intellectual god. He can pretty much outsmart Darkseid if he wanted to, and I think he actually has in the comics and in the animated series. But he's not a combat expert. That is where Tony Stark, one of the original Avengers, all the way back during the golden age of comics before anything else. Even back in the Silver Age, where it was all goofy bullshit happening left and right. Iron Man has years of combat experience. No matter what the connotation is, he is built for combat. He literally has the mindset to go in, tear shit up, and apologize never. So the outcome for that, no matter how many suits that you threw at him, was fucking redundant. Oh, he has a kryptonite suit. Guys, have you not seen what Superman does to Lex Luthor on a daily basis? No matter what the invention happens, the writers always point out that Superman will always win against Lex, no matter if he has kryptonite stuff out the wazoo. Because the kryptonite suit has been pointed out to be timed. It doesn't have all the charge of kryptonite, so it doesn't have the real radiance to actually kill Superman unless he works fast, which he doesn't do. He never does. He never fucking does. Even in the Injustice series, both in comics and in the video games, he couldn't kill Superman. Mostly because you can't beat Superman if you're Lex Luthor, because you're not a combat genius. You're just a maniacal genius that can do good planning, sure, and for good escapes, sure, but you can't outthink someone that thinks faster than you before you can even know what your breakfast is gonna be. And yet, he gets thrashed by Tony Stark, who is on another level of smart and another level of combat prowess. He does stuff that no one else with a mech suit in American comics ever will do. So the whole matchup for it was already set from the get-go when they already hit the fight button. Lex was done the moment they had him as a select candidate for Tony Stark. And that is all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, guys. It's not that I don't find the series enjoyable. No, I will watch the fuck out of it. But I will always just notice that I don't like it as much because I just notice it's always just set for the opposite party to lose if you just put your minds to it and just think. If you just do the time to just look up some stuff that's just some basic bullshit on Wikipedia, you'll be like, it's a set match. No matter what the calculations that they do, it was rigged from the get-go. Before they do the research yourself if you want to. You'll find that it's a little rigged. It's enjoyable, it's well animated, but you already know the outcome. And now that they have a new episode coming out and all this other stuff on the horizon with all this good stuff on tack and whatnot, who knows? Maybe they'll stop with the whole rigged matches and just go with whatever they want to do. Go with whatever they feel like is the best option. Or they'll pull what they recently did with Mewtwo versus, oh god, Mewtwo versus Shadow, and just make it super rigged because they either didn't want to incorporate stuff from the Sonic comics for Shadow to have an even fight, or just pair him up with the most powerful psychic that can stop him and just do all this stuff to him and blase woo, making it even more rigged even if they incorporated all of Shadow's strengths. I'm just saying, that's, whew. Anywho though, that is just my opinion. You guys can like it, you guys don't have to like it, you can hate me for it, you can do whatever, but just respect that it's my opinion. If you enjoy it for what it is, you enjoy it for what it is. If you find that what I'm saying is valid, then that's good. If you find what I'm saying bullshit, whatever. But it's just my opinion. There's no reason for you to hate me for having an opinion. It's just me saying I enjoy it, but I just find it mish. I find it sort of pointless right now to just see who is gonna win when I just do the research myself and find out for myself the results. Anyway, next time on Nomadic Opinions, we are doing a look back for the previous commercial trailers for Assassin's Creed the movie, and we're going to be talking about how Legend of Tarzan is actually a lot better than what Disney and other interpretations of him have done in the past several years. So you guys keep it locked. I'll see all of you lovely nomads, party people, and strangers later on.